Charlie Kirk, one of the most important and impressive people on the planet, I'll touch on that a little bit more later, has tragically been killed. We have some shameful reactions. Some of them are short little videos like this.
Everyone's saying that it was such a senseless, violent act. I want you to remind yourself that it was God's plan.
Some more of those short videos to come in the middle of the video. Here, though, are some politicians reacting. Elizabeth Warren, in the beginning, it's not bad, but then her answer, I would say, gets worse.
Violence is never the answer. This is just wrong. And my heart goes out to his family, to his friends.
But then she gets asked this later in the interview.
What do you say to people who are saying the Democrats need to lower the temperatures?
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? And every ugly meme he has.
Can't you just say yes to that? What kind of answer? Okay, now we'll get to Governor Pritzker, a short one from him.
Express my sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously is, and
so it's nice there, but now I move forward about 30 seconds.
I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly,
Does he think that's going to help? You go right to the president's rhetoric, right to January 6th. January 6th wasn't great. It was over 4 years ago. So many people on the left just go, yeah, but January 6th. Yeah, but January 6th. Is this helpful on this day to say that? I think absolutely not. Here is large left-wing commentator Kyle Kulinski.
Here's something that Charlie had regularly argued, and hard disagree on this one, man. But quote, I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. So, hey, some gun deaths every year are worth it.
Man, this is so gross.
For Second Amendment rights, it's like, well, I mean, now you're one of those people.
So Charlie Kirk has not even been passed away for 24 hours, and you're already trying to come up with little gotchas. There were more terrible reactions on Wednesday. Here's one in French. I'm not fluent in French, but I can translate this a little bit.
C'est qui va plus donner de conférence?
Qui?
Charlie Kirk.
Oui. Écoute.
Excusez-moi pour cette
So I don't know if he said who will give more or who won't give more conferences. Charlie Kirk, either way, making a joke like that is actually disgusting. Makes my skin crawl.
Au noir, en fin de chronique, désolé.
Je sais pas s'il va s'en sortir, mais ça a l'air assez
dangereux
grave.
Donner des conférences aussi. C'est peut-être pour ça qu'on paye aussi cher.
So again, he's saying c'est dangereux, it's dangerous to give the conferences. Again, I don't know the exact translation here, but it doesn't even matter. The going for a joke post Charlie Kirk, which he's clearly talking about, is 10 out of 10 shameful.
C'est une prime de dangerosité que de faire face au public en vrai.
Awful. Now some more short videos I'll show here. There were tons of these going around online. There's a sickness out there.
So I'm going to be very fucking clear about this so that you know exactly where I stand. And I will say this with my whole entire chest. There are some people on this app that are sitting there saying, oh, you shouldn't wish death upon any person, no matter what side they're on. Fuck that. Fuck that. Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi.
Shameful. There's a sickness. I'll go on to some more.
By the sword, die by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
Look, I actually debated back and forth whether I want to make this video or not, but I think comments like that should be called out. I think something weird is happening in society. Maybe it's because of cancel culture where so many other comments that would call that out aren't happening as much. I don't really understand it.
I swear I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about this.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk.
What's with the smirk after saying something like that? Again, there's something weird, and following a lot of these evil comments, this little smirk.
Shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into.
And then why are you smiling? What is that? I don't understand it. Is it like a signal to other insane people that you're nuts? This little like knowing smile. It's very creepy. And just like the obvious other question is, how have people gotten this absurd? That's terrible behavior in a society. Now, thankfully, not everybody who would classify as being like on the quote unquote left had bad responses to the tragedy. I thought Barack Obama, Joe Biden, this post from Cenk Uygur, I'm showing these on screen. Many on the left did have good and reasonable responses, again, to this just unthinkable tragedy. Even this account, Jojo from Jers, for example, I've seen her being like very left-wing on Twitter, on X, but again, there were many on the left with good responses. It's just unfortunately so many on the left as well with terrible, unhinged responses.
Fucking stoked right now. You want to know why I'm so fucking stoked? Go ahead and Google Charlie Kirk. Go ahead, read the latest headlines, and you'll see why I'm so fucking
I mean, there's something very creepy happening. President Trump had this to say following Charlie Kirk's assassination.
It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers.
I totally agree with what President Trump's message is there. Like, that's gotta stop. It's so lazy. It's so hateful. Learn a better argument. Sit there and study. If you don't know anything, read. Watch YouTube videos. Learn. Don't just be like, they're a fascist. They're a Nazi. Okay, final two clips of this video I hope will showcase a little bit just how impressive of a life Charlie Kirk had.
It's not an easy thing to do as a guy. How old are you right now, buddy? 29. You know how hard it is to do that at 29? You may not know because to you it's like normal. I've been 29 before.
He was 29 in that clip. He's died at 31. He accomplished so much at such an early age. Would he have been the president someday? I think very well he could have been. And then here's Megyn Kelly. This is a recent clip.
I was just saying to Doug, my husband, I'm coming up on a birthday, and I'm older than Charlie by a lot. And I was like, gosh, when Charlie's my age, I'm going to be like 80 or close to 80. And I said, and Charlie will be president. I said, or he will have already served 2 terms as president. Like, he was on that trajectory.
I do not think that is a far-fetched statement. He was already one of the biggest voices in politics, again, at 31 years old. And he's so much more than just a political commentator. He was famous enough that he could have just made millions doing like a daily show on the internet, which I respect, but he was so much more than that. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the nuts and bolts of what Turning Point USA was doing, but all the organizing, all the campaign events, going to college campuses, it was obvious that his ambition was far more than just making money on the internet. It's so tragic, just on a human level, of course, that his life has been taken away way too early. He leaves behind a wife, 2 children. I pray for them. I pray for all of his friends. I mean, but again, I firmly believe he was one of the most important and impressive people on the planet. This is such a sad day. Thank you for watching the video. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk.